he called me on the phone. I said, yeah, it sounds exciting. I don't mind playing music and talking. Which show do you have in mind? He said, no, I want you to manage the programming, hire the people, decide the music. And it took about 5 seconds for me to realize what the actual job was and how much work I had to do. It took me 5 seconds to realize, I went through the process of thinking, wow, I can play grunge and metal and punk and shit. I'm going to get paid big bucks. Where's it coming from? No one's going to listen to this sort of music. So what do they want? And I got to the core of what radio is about. Finding out what they want and giving it to them. And then getting the attention that you create, from those people by playing the songs they want and having witty people speak in between the songs, taking that attention that they have and renting that attention to advertisers. That's the business model of radio. Unless that's clear, all one's going to be is a tiny cog in that machine. But in a few seconds, I realized what the job was, and I realized, there's no way I'll have time to say anything on radio. And I never actually have, broadcast. I mean, I did a couple of shows, but never live on FM radio. That was for about a year or two. Then the India Today group, Arun Puri, he called me in Delhi and he said, we're setting up a massive network. We're starting with Bombay, Delhi, Calcutta. We want you to handle it, programming the whole image and everything. So named Red FM there. We came up with the first meeting I had with him. We sat down and him and his daughter, we came up with the name Red FM, what we're going to play, who we're targeting. And it didn't work at all. It was a complete disaster. We were targeting young English-speaking people, and they love this. It's just there weren't enough of them. It's as simple as that. It's just numbers. And there was no question. I mean, for me, it was purely objective because, many people ask me, do you like the music you play? I say, first of all, it's like a doctor saying, do you like your patients? Or even worse, a lawyer, asking, do you like your clients? It's a dumb question. It's an inconsequential question, but knowing what the audience wants is everything. And then catering it for them, providing it on a platter for them, and then the final bit of that puzzle is keeping them informed. We're doing this for you. This is yours. This belongs to you. The branding, and it's all one loop. The listener, the actual content on air, and the story with which, my job was to paint around what the content was and the benefit it'll have on the listener. Super hits bajate raho, Red FM bajate raho. Super hits implied, that we don't play the hits. That's what everyone else plays. Super hits. And the programming strategy I had was actually only playing 120 songs where everyone was playing about 2,000 songs. So the strategy was very good. It worked brilliantly. Anytime you turned on Red FM, you heard a hit, just like it is today. But you heard a hit. And again, you go to a corporate office, and come on, those aren't hits. I'll say, are you asking, you really think I say it's a hit because I like those songs? I championed Himesh Reshammiya as being the biggest artist of 2005-06 because I had the numbers to support it. And it wasn't an opinion. Personally, I actually liked the music very much, but his songs. But no one would agree with me until I showed them. I didn't have to show them the numbers. I just did what they were told. But I did have the numbers to back it up. But anyway, it worked. It worked really, really well.
What was the source of these numbers?
Research. Oh, I can tell you.
But what were the organizations doing this kind of research?
It's the wrong question. The modality, the actual mechanism of the research is everything. About research is that everything's about the question, not the answer. If you ask the right question, you'll get actionable results.
Right.
So that's the whole thing. Again, I was very lucky. I was one of 3 people in the whole country that were given these jobs. Radio Mirchi had one, and City had one, and I had one. These jobs of actually designing the entire programming and marketing strategy and hiring the people to, fulfill what that whole thing was. But the point was, since there was no one else who was advanced, all 3 of us learned on the job and in our own ways. I brought consultants in and went online and read whatever I could and called up people and just listen and try to make sense of it all. So there are a couple of companies that actually do the technology part of it. It's the principle. Asking somebody, do you like a song is very different from asking them, do you respect this song or do you respect the artist or do you have a warm feeling towards this era or this genre of music? Or the question, and the only question I want answered, if you hear this song on radio, will you smile? Will you listen to it? Will you stay through to the end of this? That's all I care about. That answer changes. Play Himesh in the middle of 2005, Himesh Reshammiya, Das Baar, whatever those songs are. That wasn't Himesh. But you get my point. You
Yeah.
play those songs and people stay hooked to the radio to the next song. Now I play another song which are the same thing. My time spent listening goes to like an hour and a half. And Radio Mirchi, you're going, wow, give us a chance. And it worked very, very well. But most professionals were saying, Vehrnon, this is programming Nazism. You're just promoting the best songs. I'm saying I'm here to get listeners so the salespeople can sell them. That's what I'm paid to do.